rahimahullah, said the author, may Allah Ta'ala have mercy on him, وَتَعْلِيمُ وَتَعَلُّمُ عِلْمٍ مُضِرٍ لِغَيْرِ سَبَبٍ شَرْعِيٍّ. Teaching and learning harmful knowledge without a religious excuse. الشرح أن من معاصي اللسان تعليم الشخص غيره كل علم مضر شرعا. The explanation is that among the sins of the tongue is educating a person, yani for someone to educate another with any knowledge that's harmful. Any harmful knowledge religiously, yani religiously deemed harmful knowledge. وَتَعَلُّمَ الشَّخْصِ ذَلِكَ لِغَيْرِ سَبَبٍ شَرْعِيٍّ. And for a person to learn that harmful knowledge without a religious reason, without a religious excuse. لِأَنَّ مِنَ الْعِلْمِ مَا هُوَ مُحَرَّمٌ. Because some knowledge is forbidden. كالسحر والشعوذة وعلم الحرف الذي يقصد لاستخراج الأمور المستقبلة, like magic and a sha'wada. So sha'wada, maybe that's sleight of hand, some sort of tricks or illusions, some hand tricks or illusions that's not really magic, but it's a forbidden, but I don't really have a great clarity about that. I cannot explain it. وَعِلْمِ الْحَرْفِ, and the knowledge of al-harf, يعني, I don't know if that has a very exact translation. علم الحرف, knowledge of harf. Harf means letter. الذي يقصد لاستخراج الأمور المستقبلة, يعني that knowledge which is sought for extracting future matters. أو الأمور الخفية مما وقع, or some vague or hidden matters that have already happened. Yani stuff that's not apparent, but someone does that so that he would know what he has not witnessed, for example. وقد عد هذا العلم من العلوم المحرمة السيوطي وغيره. And as-Suyuti and others have counted this among the forbidden types of knowledge. والمشتغلون بعلم الحرف المحرم يقسمون الحروف إلى 4 أقسام. And those who are busy with, or who practice this, those who busy themselves with this ilmul harf, this knowledge of the letter, that's just a literal translation, which is a forbidden knowledge. يقسمون الحروف إلى 4 أقسام. They divide the letters into 4 categories. ثم يقولون, and then they say, من اسمه مركب من كذا وكذا من الحروف يصلح له كذا. Then they say, anyone whose name is made from such and such letters, then such and such is good for him. وَلْيَحْتَرِسْ مِنْ كَذَا. And that person whose name is made from such and such letters, then let him beware of such and such. وَنَحْوُ ذَلِكَ مِنَ الْغَيْبِيَّاتِ. And the likes of such things that pertain to matters of the unseen. وَمِنَ الْعِلْمِ الْمُحَرَّمِ عِلْمُ التَّنْجِيمِ. And amongst the forbidden knowledge is horoscopes, or astrology, or astronomy. Astrology is the haram one, right? Always get those mixed up. Astronomy is legitimate, and astrology with the L is fortune telling. الذي فيه الحكم على المستقبل اعتمادا على النجوم. That knowledge which judges the future relying on the stars. وقال بعض العلماء لا يجوز تعليم الكافر القرآن. And some scholars said it's not permissible to teach a kafir the Quran. ولا المبتدع الجدال. Nor is it permissible to teach a heretic how to debate. ليجادل به أهل الحق. So that he would debate with the people of the truth. ولا نشر الرخص للسفهاء. Nor teaching facilities, yani easier rules to fools. ليتخذوها طريقا لارتكاب المحظورات وترك الواجبات. So that they could take that as a way to commit sins and to avoid obligations. And that's why I'm not going to read the details of lying, mashallah, just for this reason. Sheikh has details about that. Maybe in the future, maybe in very tight setting, controlled setting. This type of thing needs care so that you don't teach a fool something that he runs away with. وَمِنَ الْعِلْمِ الْمُحَرَّمِ الْفَلْسَفَةِ. And amongst the forbidden knowledge is philosophy. As-Suyuti is among the scholars who said that's haram. Philosophy, التي تسمى الإلهيات. That philosophy which is called ilahiyat. It means theological philosophy or something like that. I don't know if there's a standard translation for that. But it's approaching religion, yani, talking about the attributes of God, for example, but with falsafa, with philosophy. أي الاعتقاديات, meaning talking about beliefs. وهي الموروثة عن إرسطو وأمثاله. That's what was taken from Aristotle and his likes. That's the one that Wahhabis accuse us of following him. They say we have in our creed Aristotle philosophies. وَتَبِعَهُ عَلَيْهَا ابْنُ Sina, and Ibn Sina followed him in that. فَإِنَّهَا كُفْرٌ, that's blasphemy. كَقَوْلِهِمْ, such as they're saying, إِنَّ الْعَالَمَ أَزَلِيٌّ مَادَّةً وَصُورَةً. Like they're saying the world is, the material of the world is eternal. That's from falsafa. وَقَوْلِ بَعْضِهِمْ إِنَّ الْعَالَمَ أَزَلِيٌّ مَادَّةً أَيْ جِنْسًا. And some of them said the world is eternal in its kind. Yani things are eternal in their kinds. Like this cup is a created cup, and the other cup is a created cup, and that cup is a created cup. But before those cups, there were other cups, and before those cups, there were other cups forever into the past, and therefore its kind is eternal. Not the cup itself is eternal. The cup itself is created, they would say. But the kind is eternal because there was always some kind of cup. There was always some kind of human, someone. There was always some kind of star or some star. So they say then the kind is eternal. This is falsafa, philosophy. That's impossible, by the way. All those examples I gave you, those are impossible. هؤلاء محدث الفلاسفة. Those ones who said that things are eternal in their kind, not the individual things are eternal, but their kinds are eternal, those are the later philosophers. وَتَبِعَهُمْ ابْنُ تَيْمِيَةٍ. They were followed by Ibn Taymiyyah. مِنْ غَيْرِ انْتِسَابٍ إِلَيْهِمْ, without Ibn Taymiyyah affiliating himself with them. بَلْ يَنْسُبُ هَذَا لِأَئِمَّةِ الْحَدِيثِ كَذِبًا وَزُورًا. Rather, Ibn Taymiyyah attributes what he took from the philosophers to the Imams of Hadith, the hadith scholars as a lie, which is what did Ibn Taymiyyah say? He said, what amounts to this, didn't he say Allah is over the arsh? Yes, he did. So what if someone told them, how you say Allah is over the arsh? Don't you know Allah is eternal, uncreated? And the arsh is created? So how could you say that? So what's his answer? Something he took from falsafa, which is to say, yes, it is created. But before that one, there was another one. And then you said to him, that one's not created? He said, yeah, that one's created too. But before that one, there was another one. Forever into the past. So its kind is eternal, not the thing itself. So that's from philosophy. ومنشأ ذلك أنه اشتغل بمطالعة كتب الفلاسفة. The source of Ibn Taymiyyah's mistake there is that he busied himself with reading books of philosophy. كما قال الذهبي في رسالته المسماة بيان زغل العلم والطلب. Like what al-Dhahabi said about him in his treatise called بيان زغل العلم والطلب. It's a booklet, a letter that he wrote to Ibn Taymiyyah, advising him. فابن تيمية جمع بين عقيدتين فاسدتين. And so Ibn Taymiyyah merged two corrupt convictions. التشبيه ومقالة الفلاسفة. He merged likening Allah to the creations with a statement from philosophy, a concept from philosophy. هذه والعقيدتان كفر. So take that and know that both creeds are blasphemy. Comparing God to the creation is kufr, and this philosophy that we just mentioned is kufr. فالتشبيه تكذيب لآية ليس كمثله شيء. Comparing God to the creation contradicts the verse of the Quran that means nothing is like him in any way. وقول إن العالم أزلي مادة وصورة أو مادة وجنسا فقط كفر. And saying that the world is eternal in its material and its appearance, that's blasphemy. And saying the world is eternal in its kind, but not the individual pieces, that's blasphemy. وَتَكْذِيبٌ لِآيَةٍ هُوَ الْأَوَّلِ. It contradicts the verse of the Quran that means Allah is the only one who has no beginning. That's the third ayah of Surah Al-Hadid. So, really quick, why this is haram, falsafa? Because falsafa is a craft. Even some scholars said it's not a knowledge. It's a craft to the effect almost of a game, yani something that you do, that you can play, something that you can do. What is it? It's a way of thinking out of the box. It's a way of not using a straight intellect. So that's why if you investigate the sayings of the philosophers, what will you find? You will find that they said, some of them said, nothing really exists. And some of them said, the world is eternal with its creator. And some of them said, in the upper world, there are eternal reflections of things on the earth. And they said many, many other things. All these things are really weird to the mind. And then what will the philosopher do? He will argue for that. So basically, the philosopher is the one who's saying to you, your house, you think your house is still, don't you? I'm going to tell you why your house is moving. And everything is always moving. And or it'll say to you, you see that sun there rose in the east and set in the west? Yeah. Bet you think that's moving, don't you? Let me tell you why that sun's not moving. It's not going anywhere. We're the ones going around the sun. That's falsafa. How someone would get there? What make a person even? What made a person sit there and look at the sun and say maybe the sun is not moving? That's falsafa. In the first place, that one who said that was a philosopher.